Good people, sanibonani. Umakebalo. Today we are revising this paper, which is the Gauteng paper September. Here we'll be dealing with the exponential graph. I hope you know that exponential graph also go with the inverse of those exponential graph, which is also that's what we'll be dealing with in this video. Now let's get into it. 5.2.1 saying let's substantiate why the coordinate of Q, which is this coordinate here, the y-intercept, is equals to or is 0 maps to 0, or 0 maps to 1, sorry. So this point is 0 maps to 1. They're asking us to substantiate that. So what we know, there is a y-intercept here. According to this now, h into x is equals to a into x. No, y-intercept, we know x is what is 0. So h into 0 is equals to a, then 0, and then what is this? This is just 1. Anything raised to 0 is 1. So therefore, the q is what is 0 maps to 1. That's how we substitute it. Now, let's calculate the value of A. So the value of A according to this equation now, A into H, A into X. Now we have a point of A, so we're going to substitute. We're going to use that point of A, which is that point. It's saying -1 into 1 over 2. So this is my X, and then this is my Y. Take Y here. So this is going to be 1 over 2 into A. My X is what? Is -1. So writing this in an exponential form, it's going to be 2 into -1 and then A into -1. So getting rid of this negative, times with this -1 as an exponent, and also in this side terms -1 as an exponent. So my A is going to be now this, and this becomes positive, and then I'm left with A, so it's going to be 2 into A is going to be 2. So now the whole formula now into H is going to be A X. So sorry, 2, A is 2. So my A is 2 here. So this is going to be 2. Now finding this one now here, so h into -1 is y into 2 into x. Now the exponents, the inverse now, because we are finding the inverse of this function is the interchange of x and y. Now this is going to be x into 2 and then into y, and then from here, making y the subjects of the formula now is going to be y, the log of base of 2 into x. Now this is the inverse of the function of h. Now here they're asking us to sketch the graph of the inverse to indicate the coordinate of the 2 point that lies on the graph. Now what is very important here is to understand the inverse, that is an interchange of x and y. What was x here is going to be y. What was y here is going to be x. So from here we know that if this is x here is going to be y. The here my y was 1, here it's going to be that x. So which is this point is going to come here. I know my y here is 0, and then my x here is what? Is 1. Now taking also this point here, which is going to be somewhere around here, which is also going to be, now my y here was 1 over 2, so my x here is going to be 1 over 2, then my x here was -1, so my y here is going to be what? -1. So growing now, this graph here is gonna goes like this. So this point here is 1 over 2 into -1, and then this point here is what? Is 1 into 0. So this is the sketching of this graph. Now read off from your graph the values of x, which this goes like this. Now you can read this in your graph. Now if I can read this in my graph, I know here they are saying where is -1? My y here is -1, which is this one. What is the values of x? Remember, I'm looking for the values of x. So this function is greater than this. Now the function is greater going upward. So if I go upward, from this -1, going upward, going upward, going upward. So I'm going to the direction of the x values that are going this side. I hope you can see that. So starting from where now? Starting from this 1 over 2. So starting from 1 over 2 going this side, so going to the values of x that are going this side. So you ask yourself, who's bigger than 1 over 2 and the values of x that are going this side? So the values of x that are going this side are bigger than 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 is going to be less than the values of x that are going this side. Now we are reading this from the graph. If we have to just solve it, not reading it from the graph, just want to show you something which is going to give us exactly the same answer as this one. So is log into x, which is greater than -1. Now from here, so from now here, making my x the subject of a formula, so it's going to be x greater, and then this is going to be 2 into -1. And then now from here, it's just going to be x. Now we know this is 1 over 2, so from here, and then x into 1 over 2. So exactly the same thing, just reading a full graph, you're going to use it like this, but both of it, even if you're trying to solve it here, going to give you the same answers, so you're going to get the full marks. Now here, if this function now determine the values of x, if we are finding what the point of intersection, if h at x is equals to the g at x, which is just the point of intersection. Now let me get a space here, trying to get the point of intersection of those two. My h at x in this case was 2 into x, and then my g at x, which is the one that it gave me here, which is 100 into 3 into x. Now from here, I will divide with 3 into x and then divide with 3 into x. Now from here, this is exactly the same as 2 over 3 into x, which is just equals to 100. Now from here, making x the subject of the formula, I have to introduce the log. So it's going to be x into the log of 2 over 3 into 100, which is going to be, if I can punch now that in the calculator, is going to give me, now it's 2 over 3 into 100, which is just exactly as -11,36. So this is the x value that I was supposed to find if the h at x is equals to the g at x. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Makebalo.